Evening all, welcome to Kicking Dust. And wow, it's the Sunday after the Rouge wedding. I love that term. I know I'm not using it in any way to annoy anybody, or I'm not stealing it. Well, I am stealing it, but I'm not using it in a way to upset people. I just love the term Rouge wedding. I thought that as a big Game of Thrones nerd, the Red Wedding was obviously one of the most, probably the most pivotal moment in the series so far. And I think, you know, it was how a lot of people have perhaps seen the message that was conveyed by CCP. So let's just deal with it in a very matter-of-fact way. The announcement of obviously the 514 keynote speech was what people were waiting for. People were waiting for all the things that I think actually they said. So PvE, new guns, sandbox, all that. But they didn't expect it to be in a new game. And I think that's what's caught a lot of people unaware. Now, had they said this game is coming to the PS3 and it's going to carry on blah-de-blah-de-blue, then we would all be whooping and enjoying and you know, loving everything that we saw. The big issue, the only issue really, the main issue rather, is that it's coming to the PC. So that's why so many people are upset. If you break the whole argument down, is that, you know, they feel that there was really a kind of feeling they were going to see something epic. They did see something epic, but it turned out that it's like, you know, it's on the wrong side of the road. So, you know, and they've now got to cross the road to get to it. And that's a tall ask. Now, and that's in subtext is what it's about. Now, people have been saying maliciously as well that we are in CCP's pocket. We knew about all this and blah, 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 which... let me be clear, we're not in CCP's pocket. We are always going to be a critical channel of everything we do in this game and others with this thing. We do not white knight for, you know, games companies. We do not. If we like what they produce, which we do, we love Dust, so, you know, and when things go well, we say it's going well, we like it. When something is done wrong, we will easily and quite honestly comment on that. And frankly, the way that the message was released was could have been better, could have been a lot better. And I do want to kind of take the mode of balance, though, because, you know, I do think that Dust 514 is in a difficult place, and it's not going anywhere. As in, the PS3 isn't going anywhere. The game didn't feel like it's going anywhere for months and months. It's not really much happening to it. In fact, I would even say since Uprising, since they released the game, there hasn't been any major kind of, you know, mechanical addition to the game other than things like FW. But that's my issue with it, is that I think, quite frankly, it was kind of obvious that the PS3 and Dust on the PS3 was going to be a ticking clock. But there are ways that you handle bad news, and I think maybe, and I'm just gonna say this, I think the way that CCP relayed Legion was that it was all good news. Look at this great product, look at this, look at what you're going to get soon. And I don't think maybe they understood that a lot of people don't have PCs. Console gamers don't want a PC game. And I get that. I totally get that, because I was a PC gamer that came to the console. And to be honest, I found a platform I love. I mean, I'm not saying PS3, PS4, Xbox. I'm not saying a particular technology. I love the concept of console gaming because you can sit on your couch with your mates and play it. And that's nice. Messages like this could have been done a lot better. But I would also stress that it's very difficult to give bad news without a reaction such as this. And I'm hesitant in every way. Hopefully people can hear it, because I am completely torn between two emotions here. One of happiness, obviously, that we're going to get the game that we probably always wanted. But secondly, that it's not going to be on the console, because I quite like that. And thirdly, this is probably the big one, is that we're probably going to lose people that I quite like and respect. And I think that's that's really sad to me, because, you know, the community of this game is a very difficult, trying community at times, but it's a fun community. And I think if you watch the live stream, you will have seen what the Eve culture's like. Very sarky, snarky, you know, elitist kind of groups of people who, you know, if somebody with a big moustache comes on the stream, they just take the piss. And it's like that's unfortunately the nature, because it's a real the whole of Eve culture has become similar to Goon culture, because they dominate the game now. And they have, you know, from the years I was in Goonswarm, you know, the culture of this channel is entirely akin to Goonswarm culture as well. So, you know, we're all to blame for this. But I do fear that, quite frankly, if, you know, well, it will happen. Eve Legion will become an extension of Eve. Therefore, that culture will extend into Legion, and you won't have this, I don't know, this kind of little bit of seriousness that we have in Dust, because there is. Will be stomped and smashed and trolled and laughed and pushed out of the game entirely. And Eve Legion will become an extension of Eve. And there will just be snarky, sarky bastard comments, cheeky, trolling bollocks all the time, which, I know I'm an advocate of, I know. But I do like the balance that there is currently. We're going to lose key players, people who really have invested time and effort into this game, and they're not going to come across because they don't PC game. We're going to lose people. Just losing one person is not acceptable, and I think this is a very sad time entirely for this game. But let's look at the hard facts. So there we go. I've just given a complete balance to the fact that it's not good news. Let me give the balance that maybe other people will want to hear. So you see, the challenge I have is, running a channel is a hard thing because, I'm completely ambiguous to both points of view. And I think that's the issue. But let me be clear. So the good news is that this game's IP is not going to die, because that has been a fear of mine for a long time now. Is that we see dwindling player counts, we see a lot of problems, we see protest stomping, we see veterans really just stomping the living crap out of people, and it just shows you there's not enough people playing this game. Because I remember way back a year ago we were playing this game and you were having really good kind of challenging matches against all skill levels. Now it just feels that we're having one type of match and it's a constant struggle and stomp of one side to the other. Matchmaking never works, I think. And I think maybe we're proving that with a lot of the stuff that's kind of come through from this game, is that it's just become very, very difficult to get a good game now, whereas before we would have just continually good games. But anyway, I think it's a shame as well that obviously it's got to go to the PC to be something more than it is, and I am disappointed slightly with that, because PC gaming is not a great place. I know people seem to think I'm a big advocate of it, and to a degree I am, but to another degree I would say also PC gaming is a horrible place. I know a lot of people are saying about aimbots and all this kind of stuff on PC. That's a spurious argument, because you will always have that on it. You have aimbot in this game, for God's sake. You already have it. Okay, not to the same degree, but in PC games you have to run third-party applications like Punk Buster, which is it's a good tool. It does work. I've gamed for years online, and I have seen hackers, I have seen bastards, but only in the minority. Even like 0.01% of the time would you get that kind of issue. And to be clear, that would mean that for years I've played, PlanetSide 2, never even seen a hacker. I don't even know if it's possible to hack. And I think given CCP's knowledge of the whole, because again, think about it, from a game point of view, people try to hack Eve all the time. So they really do know how to lock down certain things. And I think, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue, because they just have to include some form of, third-party software, I think, to defend the game. Anyway, in conclusion, that was a defeat, by the way. In conclusion, a hard weekend. And, I know I'm going to get flamed for everything I do for quite some time now, because I'm not going to be positive or negative to anything that I've heard. I'm just going to be critical and analytical of it. So I think it sucks that they're moving away from the PS3. I think it's a pretty much a sad time for those console gamers who won't come with us as well. But I think the future of the game is maybe secured more than it was before Fanfest. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I think, again, don't panic. Don't do stupid things. I think let's see what happens over the next few weeks. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.